Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, just leaving the post office here in Kingsland, Texas, on a mission to check my mail. And I did it all by myself, and I did get some mail, so I am going to do a mail call after this video. I was going to do the mail call before, but I'll do this video first. Why? Because I want to. Having said, I got me a t-shirt in the mail that I ordered from Teespring, one of the new ones I made up, called I Do Me, You Do You. And it's printed on the front and back, but be sure you double check to be sure the shirt you ordered is printed on the front and back, because I noticed that some of them aren't printed on the front and back. The one I got was a white one with long sleeves, because I like to wear long sleeve shirts because of my skin. I'm an old guy and my skin is thin, and if you bump something, you bleed under your skin, you look like crap. So I cover that up with a long sleeve shirt. Enough said about that. What I wanted to talk about, I just picked up the plans from the draftsman. The plans for my cabin that I plan to build on the 2 lots that I bought in Llano, Texas. And yeah, the plans are muy bueno, very good. And yeah, so we're on track there to get some bids now to get this thing built. However, there is one major hangup that may kill the cabin deal. What is that? Water. Because I went by the city, I checked with them, and there's still nothing from the engineers on whether I can hook up to the water or not. And even if I can hook up to the water, they're going to charge me a substantial fee, supposedly. That's what they kind of alluded to. So we'll see about that. I'm kind of jacking with the camera here, but that's all right. But so having said that, so I've been working on another backup plan in case the cabin deal falls through. And what is that? Well, you know, as far as going RVing and towing the RV, that's out. You know, I mean, not because I'm too old and all that. It's just that the only place you can go now is boondocking, pretty much. I mean, there might be a few places that are open, but there's not many, and I don't want to jack with all the crap, you know. So I want to enjoy myself if I go doing that. So having said that, what will I do? What will I do? Well, I've got a few options in mind. You know, assuming the cabin that I can't get water to the cabin, you know, within a reasonable time, say 12 months, then what I'll do then is I might, M-I-G-H-T, buy me a slightly larger RV. In fact, I might get one like I had before, the Jayco J-Flight 26BH, the bunkhouse model with, it's got a separate, you know, like queen size bed with a little curtain you can pull across for that privacy in that room. It's got a little sofa, a little dining area. It's just a bigger RV. It's got a full bath and all that stuff. And so I may do that. And they're cheap as dirt. And you get what you pay for. They're cheap. But I'm not going to pay a lot of money for something that I may not use very long, because in a year or 2 or 3, well, you know, there's going to reach a point where I'm not going to want to, you know, that I'm not going to want to, quote, build a cabin anymore. You know, because I'm 75 now, or I will be on July the 14th next week, I think on Tuesday. And so, you know, there's going to come a time when I'm not going to really want to jack with it. And the RV park that I'm in is muy bueno, very good for me. I love it. I don't love it, but it's okay. I mean, it's right next to a golf course, right by the Llano River. You can walk down by the river in the mornings for exercise. A great place for walking, a great place for riding my electric trike man doing his thing and all that. So there's a lot of pluses there at the RV park. So doing nothing is not a bad option. As far as keeping the casita, I could and might. I'm not going to say I'm not. But I wouldn't mind, you know, having a little more space, not because I want to acquire stuff, but just for the comfort, creature comfort. For, you know, for traveling in an RV or towing an RV, the casita is great, you know, and living in it is okay too. I've done it for nearly 2 years, or a year and a half, whatever it happens to be. And it's fine. You know, I mean, could I do it for 10 years? Sure, not a problem at all. But, you know, but you know, you can get a brand new Jayco 26-footer, you know, like I want, like the one I had, for about $15,000 or less. So, you know, they're not pricey, but again, they're junk. You know, the cabinets are junk, you know, but they come with an oven, a 2-burner stove or 2-burner cooktop, and they may even have a microwave. I know they come with an awning, but you know, the only way to not get those things is to order one, and if you order one, 4 to 6 months minimum if you can even order one. And dealers don't like to order them. They don't like to do that. They want you to buy something on their lot so they can get that junk out of there. But having said that, that's kind of the tentative plan. And then in addition to that, that's step one or whatever, 1.5. And then in addition to that, I've checked on vacation rentals in the Taos, New Mexico area, because I used to do that. I would rent a place by the month in Taos right near the square. And I know the rentals have, they're probably not too bad right now because there's not too many people doing it now. And so, but what I'm thinking about doing is every year, instead of towing an RV, I could leave my RV in the RV park where I am now and drive, spend the night in a motel one night and then be in Taos the next day. It's about a 12-hour drive from Llano to Taos, New Mexico, approximately. And so I could do that in 2 days pretty easy, just one night in a motel and good to go. And then find me a place to rent by the month during the summer for like 2 months. What I would do is I'd leave, maybe on the 12th of July, so I'd celebrate my birthday in Taos or some cooler climate each year until I could no longer do that. And then when I reach the point where I don't feel like doing that, then I just come back to the RV park and sit there and watch the grass grow or whatever you do. And that's not all bad. As you get older, it happens. It's like the cooking the frog theory. You can put a frog in lukewarm water and turn the burner up real slow, and you can cook it before it jumps out. That's called the cooking the frog theory. That's the way communism works. It's creeping in on you all the time, and you don't feel it until it's boom, it's there. So that's kind of where I'm headed. But old age it just kind of creeps along on you. You don't even feel the pain. You know what I mean? It just kind of comes on, and you slow down. It used to take you 10 minutes to get your clothes on, get out the front door, and get going, and now it takes you an hour. Because you have to keep going back to the house to get stuff you forgot. But and that's the way it is. Am I complaining? No, hell no. It's fun actually. I have to laugh out loud at myself sometimes, because it's silly. It's just the way it is, and there's nothing you can do. But there's no pill. If they want to look for a cure for something, let's look for a cure for that. And but they're not working on that. There's no real money in that maybe. But having said that, we're on Highway 29 here going west, going back to Llano, Texas to the RV park. We're about, Kingsland is about 20 miles. I think I've mentioned this about 50 times from Llano. But so there's kind of my tentative plans. But if the cabin deal goes smoothly, the water deal goes smoothly, I'll go ahead and build the cabin. I'll go ahead and get that done. And then I can still do the summer trips to Taos each year, and I've got a good neighbor right up the hill there. They drive right by my property every day, coming and going to work, so they could keep an eye on my property, and I'd give them my phone number, etc., and they could contact me with any questions. And then as far as the mail, I think I'll just keep my P.O. box for a while in Kingsland, and then that way, just let it stack up, and if I need to, I could have it forwarded once or maybe twice while I was in Taos or wherever I went. And so anyway, that's just kind of a framework of the future plans for me, and it's just good to have those, because if you don't have those plans, you kind of get depressed sometimes. But if you kind of open your mind and give yourself some outs, so to speak, like taking a trip or doing this or doing that or buying this or doing that, it's refreshing. It's refreshing in my mind to think that, I could go out to Taos. I like the Taos, New Mexico area. I mean, I probably wouldn't like it now because of that, quote, lockdown in that state. But it hopefully it'll open up here in the next several months, or else it'll be so damn locked down you can't even get out the door. I mean, I don't know what the hell this thing's going to do, but enough said about that. Don't care. Nothing I can do about it. But bitch, that ain't going to do any good. So having said that, what else is going on? I don't know, just riding along here thinking out loud, and it's always a good exercise because I mention these things in videos, and then several people will make comments. Well, Rusty, what about this? What about that? And what about, So just remember, there's two kinds of intelligence: the intelligence you possess, and then the intelligence other people possess. Guess who's got the most? They do. So don't ever be too shy to tap into that other resource by asking questions. Be a good asker. Ask. There's nothing wrong with that, because you'll be surprised. You view things from your own perspective. There's no other choice. Other people do the same thing, but whenever you hear their views from their perspective, sometimes you go, oh yeah, I never thought of that. And believe me, there's a lot of things I'm not aware of, and I know it. I'm what they call ignorant of a lot of things. So on and on we go, guys. The adventure continues until it doesn't. You know what I mean? But I got my t-shirt, I do me, you do you, on both sides, long sleeve, and I will start to wear that pretty soon. I got a guy here in the road with a big arrow pointing to the right. What does he want me to do? Go out in the ditch? No, they're doing the stripe. They're doing the stripes. The center stripes, they're painting them bright yellow so that people will, so when people pass, they'll be able to see the law that they're breaking. I'm only going 45, guys. I'm not actually, you see that paint in the air there? You drive through it and your car turns kind of a yellowish color. Anyway, guys, what else can I say? The good news is I got the plans. The price was good. It charged me $200. Can't beat that. I got a full set of plans and the elevations, showing the house on the lot, all the side views, the foundation, the interior, the electrical, the plumbing, and all the stuff. Got everything you need to take to the city and get a permit to build a place. And I've also got the plans to take to the fellow tomorrow in Fredericksburg to show him some of the changes I'd like to make in their plan and see if they will do it, and if they do, what it will cost, or how much will it, quote, reduce the cost, because I'm not going to use their super fine cabinets made out of really, really good wood. I'm just going to use open shelving made out of that tongue and groove that's in the house already, so they'll have an ample supply of leftover lumber pieces and stuff, and I'm just going to have them nail it together and make me some countertops. And that's how that's going to work. But step one is the water. I've got to talk to a guy this afternoon at 5. I'm supposed to meet him at the lots. He's going to call me first. That's a construction guy. I may have mentioned it in this morning's video. But he's going to give me a quote on clearing the lot and getting it ready to build, even though sometimes it depends on the builder you get. Sometimes the builder includes that in the price, and sometimes they don't. But I'm going to get the price anyway, because what happens if you let the contractor do it, the contractor puts that in the bid and adds 10 or 15% to that cost. So, let's just say that the road, the clearing of the tree, removing a couple of old dead trees and stuff is going to cost, I'll pick a round number here, $5,000. Then 10% of that's $500. So you just saved yourself $500 by doing it yourself, because the guy that's going to do the clearing, he's going to quote the contractor the same price. He don't care who it is. He knows what his price is. But having said that, guys, from Highway 29 going west toward Lano, Texas, this is Rusty 78609 just telling you what's on his mind. So thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Well, because it doesn't cost you a penny. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, take deep breaths to relieve stress and all that stuff. Just take care of yourself, man. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm me, and I ain't nobody else, and nobody really cares about me but me. And you may not realize that, and a lot of truth in that. You think there's a lot of people around that really care and they're going to help you in emergencies and stuff. Probably not going to happen, guys. I'm old enough to know that. But having said that, enjoy your day and enjoy your life. And we're making progress here, and I'm glad. I'm going to go check on, in fact, I might go over to Crestview RV in a few days just for the hell of it and see what they got. But anyway, guys, adios amigos. Bye-bye.